Hi, Dr. G. I just came off the wagon and started eating cooked foods. I find it really difficult to get back on, especially in the cold winter. Please advise. So you started eating cooked foods and now you want to go back to eating raw? That is really hard. I just made a video about that, actually. So if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you definitely want to do that, because every single day I put out content, videos to help you with all of this. And that content comes from my coaching. So I have one-on-one wellness consultations where I see people for 75 minutes, and often it goes on longer than that. And I help them solve all the problems that are getting in their way around their healing. And if I have the permission of the person I'm coaching, I will share some recorded segments of me talking. And I think everyone except one person has ever said, has always said okay, because they learn from other people's sessions. So I share little 2 to 3 minute segments of me coaching about a specific issue, so that everybody can learn from it. And people tell me how much they love it. And so this is an issue that I was just teaching about the other day, that there's something about cooked foods that's addictive. And as soon as you add in even a cooked soup or something, your body craves it. It's really difficult. So it's hard to go back. I mean, I literally had people who did rapid recovery with me who started adding cooked food, and they did the group again to get back on it again, because when they were in the group, everything was perfect. They were doing so well. And then they just messed it up for themselves and couldn't get themselves back without the support again. Happens sometimes. So you need to do a few things. One, if cold is the issue, listen, being cold does not change your nutritional requirements. And that's another thing I've been dealing with, like on Instagram, where I was commenting with people who say like, oh, my body needs warm foods in the winter. No, your nutritional needs do not change based on temperature. They just don't. You still need the same nutrition, whether it's cold or hot outside. It's just more comfortable to eat cold foods when you're hot. And it's more comfortable to eat warm foods when you're cold. So what do? Well, you still need your raw foods. So then you figure out, how do I stay warm? So drinking a smoothie usually makes people colder, because the smoothie is made with either ice or frozen food. So it's cold. So it cools you down on the inside, right? So what do? If you want to have smoothies, then you put on warmer clothes, you put the heat on in the house, and maybe you have some warm lemon water or warm herbal tea to drink at the same time. So you take a sip of smoothie, a couple sips of smoothie, maybe a little bit of tea, stuff like that to get it down. Now, if you don't want to do the smoothies, you can always eat the food. You know, you can have a salad at room temperature, no problem. Whereas a smoothie, when it warms up, is not your friend. For most of us, my husband can drink them at room temperature. I need to have it cold. So you need to just kind of cope with that. And you need your reason that you want to do it to be bigger than whatever your excuses are in the moment. So that's getting into your why. So in my group, I focus on your why big time and help people develop it and make videos about it and sink into it. Like, what is my why? Why am I doing this? In my book, Goodbye Autoimmune Disease, I have some processes in there for you about that. But really, you have to get so connected to the big reasons why you want to do this, you know, for your life, for your health, for your future, that the inconvenience of having a cold smoothie on a cold day is just no big deal, right? You know, I'm working with a doctor right now, 4 weeks one-on-one. And we just had this long conversation about that very issue, about the inconvenience of eating this way. And I said to her, you're a doctor, so I know you know how to do hard things that are inconvenient, because being in medical school where all your friends are going out and having fun and you have to sit and study, right? That you have to say no when you really want to say yes. You don't get to do things other people do. You did that already. So I know you can do that now, right? It's not necessarily convenient. It's not necessarily easy, but it is simple. And you need to have the right focus on the payoff, right? That I want this, right? For her, the payoff for medical school made sense, but she had to get focused on the payoff for, why am I eating this way? And it's not about making my mom happy. It's not about anybody else. This is about me getting the health I want so I can have the life I want, right? So you got to get really focused on that to push through it. And if you really struggle, that's why I have stuff like my Rapid Recovery group, which is an incredible program. I mean, my husband and I do that together, and we help people every single day overcome all these different barriers so that they can become successful. You know, my husband has shared the stage with people like Tony Robbins and other amazing speakers many times. He actually just came back from Dallas where he was teaching. And he teaches people how to become successful by overcoming the the damage here, right? Because the thing that holds people back from success is not education. It's not motivation. It is their mindset. It's the things they tell themselves. It's the excuses they create. And when you can eliminate the garbage in here, you can just go after your goal without a problem. And so he is able to teach that to people who are trying to heal in the same way he could teach that to people who are having big businesses or trying to develop businesses. So having his brain involved is really, really great as well, because that's what you have to do. You have to overcome all the talk here that tells you the reasons you can't, so that you can just take action and do what you need to do, right? Because excuses don't heal your body. Your body doesn't care about your excuse. Your body just knows, am I getting what I need or am I not? So you have to then make the decision that, yes, I have this reason I can't, but am I going to do it or am I not? Am I going to get my health back or am I not? That's all your choice. And you have to take action in spite of the barriers and the thoughts and the reasons that you have not to.